Chosen one, something is aligning in the unseen and you can feel it. There's a tension in the air tonight, a divine stirring, subtle yet undeniable. You've been sensing that something is about to happen, something precise, something orchestrated, and this is your confirmation. Before midnight, a sign will reveal itself. It won't be random, it won't be coincidence, it will be timing. Perfect, divine, irrefutable timing. You may not know what form it will take, but you'll know when it appears. The message will meet your spirit, not your logic. It's not arriving to surprise you, it's arriving to affirm that you've been hearing correctly all along. Before we dive deeper, pause and let your heart open. This isn't a message you stumbled upon, it's one that found you. There's a reason your energy was pulled here right now to these words. The confirmation you've been waiting for is already in motion and it's being guided toward you in this very moment. Watch this message until the end. And as you do, write your warmest wishes and 777 in the comments. That number is your declaration of alignment, your acknowledgement to the universe that you're ready for what's about to unfold. The energy of your words matters. Every wish written in faith amplifies the signal. You're not just hoping, you're summoning. Now listen closely. The sign that's coming won't arrive through chaos, it will arrive through calm. Heaven doesn't shout to get your attention, it whispers through patterns, people, and moments of silence. Tonight something will happen. A message, a call, a dream, a shift in energy that will make you pause. It may be subtle, but it will feel different. You'll recognize it not because it's loud, but because it feels alive. There's a divine pulse in it, a resonance that tells you, this is for you. You've been waiting for this moment for a while. The delays, the confusion, the quiet seasons, they weren't punishment, they were preparation. You had to be still long enough to hear the difference between coincidence and confirmation. Now your senses are sharper, your awareness deeper. You can feel when something carries divine energy. You've been noticing synchronicities, numbers aligning, certain words repeating, the same song playing in unexpected places. Those are not random. They're signals that heaven has been trying to get you ready for this night. There's a reason it's happening before midnight. Midnight is the hour of transition, when one day dies and another begins. It's the threshold between endings and beginnings, the space where heaven speaks to those who are awake, alert, and aligned. You're standing on that spiritual threshold right now. Everything that has felt stagnant is about to shift because you're crossing timelines. The old energy is closing out and the new one is about to break through. Don't doubt the form in which the sign appears. It may not come as you expect. It could be a message that resonates so deeply it sends chills through your body. It could be a person reaching out unexpectedly, carrying words that speak directly to your situation. It could even be silence, a deep, almost electric stillness that lets you know you've entered divine timing. The confirmation won't need to be explained. Your soul will simply recognize it. You've been praying, wondering, asking for a sign that your waiting hasn't been in vain. This is that sign. The universe heard every unspoken word, every midnight tear, every whispered when. The answer is no longer distant, it's on its way. You don't need to chase it, you only need to stay open. The energy of alignment attracts what effort never could. Heaven doesn't need you to force it, it needs you to trust it. There's something powerful about faith that holds steady when logic gives up. You've reached that level. You've walked through seasons where nothing made sense, yet you didn't quit, you questioned, but you didn't disconnect. And because of that persistence, you've built a frequency that calls miracles closer. Before midnight, that frequency will echo back to you in the form of confirmation. Your spirit will know. It could come as warmth in your chest, a sudden wave of peace, or a spark of clarity in your mind. Whatever form it takes, it will bring relief, the kind that doesn't need validation because it is validation. Heaven isn't guessing about your situation, it's responding to it. You've reached the hour where divine response replaces human reasoning. This night is sacred, chosen one. The world will see it as ordinary, but you will feel the spiritual undercurrent. You'll notice time moving differently, thoughts aligning faster, synchronicities intensifying. Every sense in you will heighten because the universe is preparing your awareness for encounter. Something before midnight will arrive, not by chance, but by coordination. Don't second guess it, don't explain it away. When it happens, simply receive it, whisper, "I see it," and let gratitude become your response. The sign won't just confirm that you're on the right path. It will remind you that you were never walking it alone. The night moves differently when heaven is planning something. Hours don't feel like hours. They stretch and breathe as though time itself is holding its breath, waiting for the exact moment to deliver what's been promised. You can sense it already, an energy building beneath the surface, a quiet hum in the air around you. The signs are closer than you realize, and though your mind may not yet see them, your spirit is already responding. Tonight, before midnight, something will unfold that no logic can explain. At first, it will feel like nothing's happening. You'll check the time, glance around, and think, maybe it's not the night, but that's how the universe works. It hides the sacred in the ordinary. The moment you release expectation, the confirmation begins to move. It could come in the smallest form, a message from someone you haven't heard from in months. A phrase that echoes the exact thought in your heart, a dream that feels too vivid to ignore. Pay attention to how your body reacts. When the divine touches your reality, your soul recognizes it instantly. You might start seeing patterns intensify, numbers like 1111, 1212, or 1010 flashing on clocks and screens. A random song may play with words that seem written just for you. A sudden gust of wind may brush against you while you're thinking of something specific. None of these are coincidences, they're confirmations layered in synchronicity. Heaven is fluent in subtlety, and it uses the physical world to echo what's happening spiritually. It's not just about the sign, it's about your readiness to perceive it. The energy around you is responding to your belief. You've elevated to a level where even your thoughts carry creative power. That's why this particular confirmation couldn't come sooner. Your spirit had to reach a frequency where you could receive it. You've been refined through confusion, through delay, through moments of near surrender. You've been trained to trust without proof. That trust is now the magnet pulling divine evidence toward you. There's something beautiful about the calm before manifestation. It's the point where fear tries one last time to make you doubt what you know is real. It will whisper, "What if it doesn't happen? What if you're imagining it, but your peace will answer back louder? What if it already has?" The sign you're waiting for isn't being created, it's being revealed. It already exists, waiting for divine timing to lift the curtain. Heaven doesn't rush because it doesn't need to. Midnight is a symbol, not a deadline. It represents transition, the sacred moment where endings and beginnings overlap. And in that overlap, revelation happens. Something will click. It might not be dramatic, but it will be undeniable. A realization, a release, or a sudden feeling that what you were worried about no longer matters. That's the confirmation, chosen one. The shift from anxiety to assurance, from seeking to knowing. When it happens, you'll know why you had to wait. The timing will make sense. The people who didn't understand you will fade into the background. The doubts that haunted you will dissolve quietly. Everything will click into place, not perfectly, but purposefully. That's how divine timing works. It doesn't always bring what you wanted, it brings what was meant. And when it arrives, don't try to analyze it, don't look for logic, just breathe it in, say, "This is my sign," because it is. The universe doesn't repeat itself without reason. Before midnight, you'll feel it, the alignment, the calm, the knowing. You'll realize that confirmation was never about seeing something new. It was about remembering what your spirit already knew to be true. Something in the air begins to shift. You can't explain it, but everything feels heavier and lighter at the same time, like reality itself is inhaling before exhaling something sacred. The energy is no longer subtle, it's palpable. You notice the small details that didn't catch your attention before. The way the lights flicker when you think of something meaningful, the way your phone buzzes right when a specific thought crosses your mind, or the way a sudden breeze brushes against you as if the world itself is responding to your awareness. These aren't coincidences. This is the alignment manifesting. You're stepping into a moment that was written for you long before you even knew to ask for it. The closer you get to midnight, the stronger the signals become. You may start to feel your heartbeat sync with something unseen, a rhythm that doesn't belong to anxiety or fear, but to recognition. The universe communicates in patterns, and right now, it's speaking your name in frequencies only your soul can decode. Everything in your environment seems to glow with an unspoken message. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. You might catch yourself thinking about a specific question, something you've carried silently for weeks or even months. And then out of nowhere, something will answer it. A random post, a single sentence, an unexpected encounter. It lands perfectly, directly, powerfully. That's your confirmation. It's not loud, but it's undeniable. The moment it happens, your body will respond before your mind does. You'll feel a surge of peace, a wave of recognition. It won't feel forced or imagined. It will feel like home. Because truth always feels like home. For some, the confirmation may come through another person. Someone might reach out unexpectedly with words that echo what you've been praying to hear. For others, it could arrive in silence, a download of sudden clarity, a realization that ties every loose thread together. It could even come through a memory resurfacing, a dream replaying, or an emotion you thought you'd buried long ago. Don't question the form it takes. Heaven customizes its messages to match the language of your spirit. This is the moment where doubt begins to die, because now you can see how everything that confused you was actually choreography. The missed opportunities, the delays, the heartbreaks, they were all part of the design leading you here. You'll start connecting the dots backward and realizing that what felt random was always aligned. Every no protected you from a premature yes. Every ending preserved you for something sacred. The universe didn't deny you, it redirected you until the timing matched your growth. And when that realization hits, emotion will rise within you. You might feel the urge to cry, not from sadness, but from release. Every unanswered question, every silent night, every prayer that seemed ignored suddenly makes sense. You'll see that heaven was never silent, it was strategic, it wasn't punishing you, it was positioning you. The moment you stop needing control is the moment destiny begins to unfold effortlessly. The hours leading up to midnight feel surreal. The world is quieter. There's an energy in the air that almost hums with expectancy. You can sense that something has already shifted, even if nothing external has changed yet. That's because alignment begins in energy long before it appears in form. The confirmation doesn't just prove that heaven heard you, it proves that you've changed. You no longer vibrate in uncertainty, you now move in awareness. You'll find that the closer you get to midnight, the more grounded you become. Old fears lose their grip. The questions that once kept you restless now feel unnecessary. You'll understand that confirmation isn't just a sign, it's a mirror. It reflects back the trust you've built, the resilience you've earned, and the clarity you've grown into. It's heaven's way of saying you did it. You listened when it didn't make sense. You stayed when others left. You believed even when you couldn't see, and when the sign finally arrives, whether it's a moment, a message, or a sudden wave of understanding, it won't come to shock you. It will come to settle you. It will feel like the final puzzle piece clicking into place. Not loud, not dramatic, just perfect. You'll exhale differently. You'll look at the clock, see the time, and know instantly, this is it. This is the confirmation I was promised. Everything inside you will quiet down. The doubts will lose their voice. You'll feel connected again, as if the entire universe just paused to nod in your direction. That's the sacredness of alignment. It doesn't beg to be noticed. It simply arrives and transforms everything in silence. Before midnight, that confirmation will appear, not as proof that heaven exists, but proof that your faith does. And once it happens, you'll never wait the same way again. You'll understand that every delay holds a design, every silence hides a message, and every unanswered prayer is simply timing, waiting for the hour when heaven says, now. The moment after the confirmation arrives is unlike anything you've ever felt before. It doesn't explode into your life, it settles. It seeps into the corners of your soul like light entering a dark room. There's no chaos, no confusion, no second guessing. Just peace. The kind of peace that can't be faked, that comes only from divine recognition. You don't have to convince yourself it's real because something in you knows. Your spirit exhales for the first time in what feels like forever, and in that breath you realize that this isn't just a moment, it's a message. The confirmation wasn't sent to answer your questions, it was sent to activate your next season. You sit in stillness for a while, feeling that peace sink in. Everything looks the same, yet everything feels different. The tension that's lived in your chest for months loosens. The voices of doubt fade into the background. The same world that once felt uncertain now feels intentional. You can almost sense the universe rearranging itself to match your frequency. The sign didn't just happen to you, it happened for you. It was heaven's way of signaling that your waiting season has served its purpose. The energy that once surrounded you in silence has now shifted into motion. You begin to notice how every piece of your life has been leading up to this moment. The people who came and left, the opportunities that opened and closed, the pain that humbled you, the lessons that refined you, none of it was wasted. It all makes sense now. It's as if 1,000 invisible threads have been weaving themselves together behind the scenes, and for the first time you can see the tapestry. The sign before midnight was heaven's way of pulling back the curtain and saying, this is why it had to be this way. It's hard to describe the feeling that follows. It's not joy in the way the world defines it. It's deeper. It's sacred contentment. You realize that every unanswered prayer was a redirection towards something better. You understand that the numbers, the silences, the delays weren't blocks, they were divine pacing. Every time you thought you were being left behind, heaven was actually positioning you for perfect timing. This is the beauty of divine coordination. It doesn't rush, it synchronizes. And when your spirit finally aligns with divine timing, confirmations flow like water. Now the next phase begins, not the waiting, but the walking. The confirmation wasn't an ending, it was an instruction. You're being called to move differently now, to step boldly into what once intimidated you. You'll start to feel small nudges, subtle but clear. A pull to reach out, to create, to begin something you've been postponing. That's how heaven communicates when it's time to act. It sends peace before it sends details. You won't see the full plan yet, but you'll feel enough clarity to move, and that's all you need, because this time you're not moving out of fear, you're moving out of flow. As you walk, the signs don't stop. In fact, they multiply. The same energy that confirmed your direction before midnight now begins to surround you daily. Numbers, songs, dreams, and conversations all echo the same message. Keep going. You realize that heaven doesn't confirm things to make you comfortable, it confirms things to make you confident. You were never meant to stay in the waiting room of your destiny, you were meant to walk through the door when it opened. And now that door has opened. There's something empowering about realizing that the universe has been speaking to you all along. You just had to reach a level of quiet to hear it. You start to remember how many times your intuition whispered, "Wait, not yet," or "Trust this." Those weren't random thoughts, those were divine cues. The same voice that guided you through uncertainty is now guiding you into opportunity. The confirmation didn't appear to surprise you, it appeared to remind you that your intuition has been right the entire time. This is where gratitude floods in. You start thanking heaven for the things that didn't work out, for the roads that closed, for the people who left, for the moments that broke you. You understand that if a single one of those pieces had been missing, this alignment wouldn't have been possible. The pain was the price for precision. Every tear carried you closer to truth. Every ending created the space for something holy to enter. Now, when you think about the future, the fear that used to accompany uncertainty is gone. It's been replaced by quiet expectation. You don't need to control outcomes anymore because you finally understand how guidance works. It doesn't ask you to predict, it asks you to prepare. You realize that what's meant for you can't miss you, and what misses you was never meant for you. The confirmation before midnight didn't just mark the end of confusion, it marked the beginning of clarity that will last. In the days to come, you'll see even more evidence that this shift was real. You'll receive messages that align perfectly with what you were shown. New doors will open with ease, and the heaviness that used to weigh you down will feel foreign. You'll start to live in flow, not force. The timing of everything will become almost poetic. You'll understand that your whole journey wasn't about chasing signs. It was about becoming aligned enough to be one. You have become the confirmation, chosen one. Your energy will now confirm to others what's possible. Your peace will remind them that waiting is never wasted. Your faith will inspire them to trust the timing of their own story. Because when heaven aligns with a soul, it doesn't just bless them, it blesses everyone who witnesses the transformation. You are that witness now. You are that light. You are walking proof that divine promises don't expire. They arrive on time in ways that make sense only to those who kept believing. And as midnight passes, as the world quietly transitions into a new day, you'll smile. Not because the sign appeared, but because it changed you. You no longer need confirmation to believe. You are belief. You carry the frequency of alignment in your spirit. And that frequency will keep opening doors long after this moment ends. Heaven didn't just send you a sign tonight. It awakened you to the truth that you are one. The night has passed, and yet something in you feels different, as if the air itself carries a softer rhythm now. You woke up with a calm you can't explain, a clarity that didn't come from thought but from alignment. It's not that everything around you has changed overnight, but the way you see everything has. The confirmation that appeared before midnight didn't just settle your questions, it reprogrammed your perception. You no longer see your journey as a sequence of random events. You see divine order written across every moment, even the painful ones. You can finally feel that the universe was never silent. It was symphonic. Every delay, every heartbreak, every unanswered prayer was part of the melody that brought you here. You begin to notice how this newfound awareness subtly reshapes your world. Your relationships start to shift, not because you're trying to change people, but because your energy no longer entertains confusion. The ones who truly align with your purpose begin to draw nearer, speaking the language of peace and understanding. Those who were only attached to your old self start to fade, not in conflict, but in quiet disconnection. You realize that the confirmation didn't just reveal direction, it revealed resonance. You're now vibrating at the frequency of truth, and anything out of harmony simply can't stay. Conversations begin to feel lighter. The situations that used to drain you now hold no power. You no longer seek validation from the world because you've already received it from heaven. You don't chase closure, you carry completion. This is what happens when the confirmation becomes identity. You no longer wait for signs to believe. You walk as someone who knows. You're starting to live from the energy of realization, not reaction. You understand that nothing external can sustain your faith. It flows from within, from the alignment you've finally accepted as your natural state. You begin to see how the confirmation was not an isolated miracle, it was a shift in motion. Its ripple effect begins to reveal itself through synchronicities that appear more often now, not as tests, but as reminders. A stranger's words perfectly echo your thoughts. A door opens that you didn't even know existed. Money, opportunities, and connections start appearing in ways that feel effortless. You realize that manifestation was never about control. It was about alignment. You stopped chasing what you thought you wanted, and now what's truly yours is chasing you. This is the law of divine magnetism. Once you stop forcing what isn't meant for you, everything that is meant begins to flow freely. That's what the confirmation unlocked. It wasn't a single event, but a portal. Before midnight, heaven gave you evidence not so you'd doubt less, but so you'd expect more. And now that your energy matches that expectation, the universe is responding faster than ever. You start moving through your days differently. You notice you no longer need to plan every detail because you've learned to trust the rhythm of divine timing. You wake up in gratitude instead of worry. You start your day asking not what should I do, but what should I allow? You've become fluent in surrender, which is not weakness but mastery. The same voice that guided you through the unknown is now teaching you how to rest while things unfold. The peace you carry becomes prophetic. It tells you where you're going long before you get there. People will begin to see the change in you. They'll sense the glow, the quiet power that doesn't demand attention but commands it naturally. You won't even have to explain what happened. Your energy will speak for you. You'll find yourself in conversations where others admit they feel lighter just being near you. That's not coincidence, that's overflow. Heaven has filled you so completely that your calm has become contagious. Your alignment has become evidence for those still searching for their own. But with this new energy comes new responsibility. The universe has entrusted you with awareness, and awareness demands integrity. You can no longer ignore your intuition or dismiss the pull in your spirit. You've learned that guidance ignored turns into lessons repeated. So now, when heaven whispers, you move. When the timing shifts, you adjust. You've become too aligned to resist divine flow. You're living proof that obedience brings overflow. Soon, the ripple effect of this confirmation will move beyond your personal life. It will start touching everything connected to you, your work, your purpose, your creativity, your community. You'll see opportunities to speak light into others, to be the very sign someone else is waiting for. The confirmation you received was not just for you, it was a seed. And when you share your peace, when you live from that energy, that seed multiplies, the miracle grows through you. And just like that, the world begins to mirror your internal peace. The storms you once feared don't shake you anymore. They only remind you of how far you've come. You no longer ask heaven for signs because you've realized that life itself is the sign. Every breath, every sunrise, every coincidence that makes you smile. It's all confirmation layered within creation. You are no longer waiting for a message, you are the message. So now, as night approaches again, you don't wait for midnight with anxiety. You anticipate it with gratitude. You know that confirmations aren't rare. They're constant. They only appear hidden when your heart is restless. But now your heart is steady.